feeling free and it feels
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast. We're episode number 58. We're fresh off the heels of the third Worlds, I think it is. Third, yeah. With me, I have the two that lived the dream. They had to bear the front of the weight of Golden Dice competitive teams. Our third person, Eldis, is not with us. He's unable to make it tonight. He was at Worlds also, but he's going to be writing an article, so you can check about his thoughts and all that good stuff at some point on our Facebook page or WordPress, whatever. But with me tonight, I got Flockton and I got Scuttlebutt. How are you guys?
Doing well.
When did I go from Brian to Scuttlebutt?
Right in that sentence, dude. You could actually hear the change. You might hear a click. I don't know.
It's some people did call me a Scuttlebutt this weekend, and I was like, oh.
Well,
howdy.
In ABG, they're talking about Reflex being traded, and I offered up a case of White Claws and a date night with Brian. And then somebody said a date night with Scott. I don't think we can beat that.
I mean,
I think that was platform for late night.
Oh, those are some good guys. Really, really nice guys. Talked to them a little bit. Yeah, no, it's your funeral. If you want to have a date night with me, it's been about 87 years since my last date night, but I'm able and willing.
I'm able and willing. Amazing.
I'm like half able, but I'm definitely willing.
Cool. Yeah, I mean we're fresh off Worlds. You guys were there. Brian got in Wednesday. Flock, you got in Thursday, correct?
Yes,
Yep.
Thursday around noon.
Yeah. Eldest got in Wednesday morning as well, although his was super early. He had like a 5 a.m. flight or something like that.
Yeah, we just left at the crack of dawn. We took our time a little bit.
Yeah, so he like went to the Mall of America or something.
Yeah, and you guys all left them.
Well, I didn't know he was coming back. Yeah.
It's a big kerfluffle when you walk into the airport. There's a lot going on. We were only in the airport for like 5 minutes. It's Worlds, baby. You got to get there fast.
We went and grinded pods immediately with our baggage next to us.
Oh gosh.
Our bags
You
on
set
the
your
on the
suitcase-
wall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't many people there Wednesday.
Nah.
Like, it was enough to fire a bunch of pods. Like, it was probably like, I don't know, 60 to
There's at
80
least-
or 100, maybe somewhere around
Yeah.
there. I don't know.
It was like up to pod Jay was firing.
Yeah. But I guess little disclosure for myself, I got there but had a family emergency, so I had to run home Thursday morning. So I didn't get to compete in Worlds. Appreciate anybody that's reached out and all that good stuff. Shout out to my teammates. I posted the picture. They made sure I still got some solid swag despite myself not being there. You guys are just the best. You're the dandiest.
I was wheeling and dealing all weekend, baby. Hey,
Handing
you
out
got
those
some
Ewoks?
Cody shields? Hey, you got some Vive shields? I got this. How about we do this? And luckily the community is just awesome. And shout out to Eldis and Flock and Inception offered and Brian, of course, from Jankada Fuzzball, my absolute hero. But we'll get into that a little later.
Absolute hero. So yeah, I mean, I got to play on Wednesday, so I did get to experience it a little bit. But I mean, do you guys want to talk about? I mean, even just like Wednesday and Thursday, and I guess just the atmosphere of Worlds in general. Like, what was it like? Both of this was the first time for both of you got to go to Worlds. I got to go last year, but like, how was it? Was it what you expected? Were you hoping for more? Were you? I don't know. Was there energy?
Oh my god, yeah, the energy there was unreal. I gotta say that I kind of felt a little bad, because I've kind of been crapping on FFG the last couple of weeks, like between the set delays and like questionable decisions here and there. I gotta say that they did just a stellar job with this. The convention center was, great. There's plenty of room to maneuver. They sold beer in there, so that's like all my wish list is fulfilled already. The prize wall was great. The communication between, FFG and the players was really great. I mean, they really helped me out with grabbing your prizes, which is a fun story I'll tell later. I think that everyone was really excited about the prize wall, the main event. I was excited about my little side event that I played in the main event. I think everything was awesome. Pods were consistently being fired off. People were kind of grouping up and saying, hey, like, do you want to do a pod? Like, it was nice. The community was, very, very sociable and accommodating. Thank you. I just woke up from a long nap, so I might get a few words wrong here and there. Just got to bear with me. I had a great time. Flock, what about you?
Yeah, I had a good time too. So we just showed up on Thursday. We went to McGovern's, right? McGovern's.
Yeah, McGovern's. Yeah, Flock kept calling it McLaren's all week.
McLaren's all week. Yeah, it's McLaren's. Yeah, we
Guys, we go to McLaren's.
Let's start off with what we do, like 2 shots, whatever, and some beer. Then went to do pods. Drank more beer there. So pods and drinking beer was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed that. And since I wasn't playing Friday, I wasn't really too upset that I was, kind of drunk and I was playing not my Worlds deck. So that made it even more fun. And then it was nice just getting into random pods and then just having 7 other people sit down, meet everyone, play with people I don't usually play with because I play with you guys all the time, play with other people from Albany a lot. So it's nice sitting down with like 7 brand new faces, getting to meet everyone, and then just playing some games of Destiny. A lot of fun.
If I can add to that for a second, this is my first event kind of without Jack. If you don't count the one regional in Boonton that I drove to, and people were like, "Hey, where's Jack?" This was the first time that I was, I went with Jack, but of course Jack had to go home. But I've been telling Jack for like weeks, and this is just a me thing. I'm very, kind of unsure of myself and my perception among the community or whatever have you, because I'm kind of a goof.
Told him he was a legend, man. Didn't believe me.
And I've been saying for like weeks, I'm like, Jack, like I don't want to come on the podcast. Like no one cares that I'm there or not there. Like I just have the worst takes, and I just say the dumbest stuff, and I'm the biggest goof. But like everyone came up to me, and I mean clearly because Jack posted the picture of me with an Ewok. If you wanted an Ewok, you didn't actually want to talk to me. I'm sorry I had to go through the middleman there. But people are coming up to me saying like, "Hey, you're the guy," and I'm like, "Oh, I guess I am the guy." It's very humbling. Like the community is just so great, and the fact that they actually appreciate the stuff that we do and the stuff that we put out and us in general, because people were saying even during our pod games, they're saying like, "Wow, I've never had so much fun playing a game," and blah blah blah. Like it was really it was touching and very humbling, and it kind of opened my eyes because. I personally, and there we go. We had another question that literally just tagged me. But it's really cool, and it's an experience like I've never had before. So to everyone that I met and everyone that's come up to me and said, "Hey, we really appreciate what you do. Just know that you've made my week and my weekend. So I really appreciate it."
His life.
My life, yeah. This is the pinnacle. It doesn't really get better than this. This is where I peak. Most people peak in high school. I peak in my mid-20s in Minnesota at a card game.
I was going to say peaked at Minnesota. That's funny. Yeah, Worlds is a blast. Community is always great. Yeah, but I had this whole list of stuff to give away, and I was like, "All right, Ryan, you got to do this. I'm not there." And you're like, "Holy crap! I didn't realize you did stuff."
Yeah, and I gotta say, shout out to Jack, because as much as I rip on him, and as much as we all kind of think, "Oh, it's just a podcast," like, no, this man does a whole bunch, and I was having a little trouble keeping up, with all the things that he had to do, and let's just say it definitely affected my alcohol intake up until my duties were done, and then
You're lucky I didn't make you stream.
Yeah, I was. That was another question people were asking me, like, "Hey, you gonna still stream?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what buttons to press. I am caveman." So,
yeah, honestly though, that had to be the least work that I've ever done to get followers. We probably got like 50 new followers on Twitch because we were advertised that we were going to be streaming, and then we didn't. I was like, "Look at all these free followers I got to do nothing."
We'll have to do a stream soon.
Like our gameplay streams that we do.
Yeah. We'll have to run a stream and just make sure we're not scamming people.
Yeah, we'll be streaming CAPA Cup this weekend as well, so we'll get some content. But I guess side note, shout out to all the content creators that did that. I think it was Loops, Destiny Council, Dice of Failure, and Entourage. But Entourage did the like the zone thing, the red zone type thing, hopping between streams with commentary. And then obviously FFG's stream was really just amazing. They did a great job last year, and they had a really good quality stream again. Matt Holland for president, of course.
2,000%. Absolutely.
But yeah, that was awesome. I mean, it made it easy for me to kind of I was able to pop in, watch a few games, kind of pop out, and just catch up on stuff. So I did get to see game 1 of Edwin against Vader. He just got, oh man, he got crushed. I mean, he brought it close because he delved to fists, and that's like the best play in the game. But he got Fear and Deadman for the 4, and took 12, and then he took like another 3. Like I'm pretty sure Grievous had like 7 into him turn 1, and then the other characters had 4, something along those lines. It was rough.
I think the delve definitely gets hit soon.
Yeah, well, we can get into that a little bit. Our thoughts on like kind of the delve fist combo. But let's talk about yeah. I mean, any other thoughts on? Well, I guess we have prize wall later in the thing. We might as well just talk about it now. But
5 thoughts, and if I say them all, we're gonna be here forever. But just want to shout out some cool people. Most and foremost, Brian from Jankado Fuzzball. It was kind of like the dude that how like. Jack, when we're in a tournament, and after every round, I kind of like go and like scuttle over to you and go like, wait till you finish your conversation. That's where it comes from. Where I wait to finish your conversation. I'm like, hey, how'd you do? That was definitely Brian this weekend. This is a really cool guy. We got to hang out with him quite a bit.
I think he's got a rebrand now, dude.
He's
dude, he's 6'2", man.
Yeah, he's 6'2".
5'3" officially, but
I think he complimented me on something yesterday in Discord, and I sent him back the gift from Return of the King where it's Aragorn saying "You bow to no one," because the dude killed it 100%. Maul Mando, just amazing, and I couldn't have been more happy for him.
Yeah, he's also a pretty good wingman too.
Oh my god! If you only knew if what I can repeat on the podcast.
Yes. There was. Let's just say there was a what was it? A bachelorette party.
It was a bachelorette party, and Brian was literally turning to Barney Stinson. Was like, "Have you met Flockton?" And it worked really, really well. I don't know.
That's awesome.
And Flockton was sitting there like, "Hi, I'm Tyler."
have you met our Lord and Savior Talzin?
You look a lot like Aiden.
What? Yeah, I got the trade for a Talzin. I didn't pull a Talzin in my packs. Got the trade for one.
That's dope.
I was super happy about that. I gave it like a Snoke for it, but it's Talzin.
Yeah, it's Talzin, dude.
What's next on the list?
Did you have any other shout-outs? You're in the middle. You stopped it.
Brian, the late night gaming guys, Cloud City Rollers, who one of the number 1 Maw player. I think Fallout is the tag. Bruce is his name. He beat me. Great games all around. The ABG guys and Thunder, which he's a free agent now. I think at this point, no one really is claiming him. No, but like anyone that. Oh, and the judges too, because we'll get into that later too. If I forget anybody, just know that there's a bunch, and I appreciate you all.
Mr. Chip, of course, too. Just Mr.
Yes. Chip. I even though he wasn't there, he was there in spirit.
Exactly. Cool. So that was your general thoughts. All right, let's talk about how you guys did. What did you guys play? What was the deck that you guys ran?
So, I played Palpado, mostly because it was the most, I had the most reps on it, and I really just like playing Palp, just playing a bunch of upgrades, getting a bunch of health, and just rolling out, do a lot of damage. So I brought this is the good part about the deck. So I didn't bring I brought protective suits. They were in my deck. And then literally they were deck lists were due at 10 p.m. I think at 9:30 I was like talking around with Brian and Eldest. I was like, I don't know if I really want protective suits because I didn't really want to play the game of like who draws it first. Do they draw mind extraction first, or do I get protective suit, or do I even play protective suit? Is it a waste of $1 and not even getting a health point to them not even have it or in their deck or not even pull it and have a chance to play it? So I end up taking both out. So I just went completely without any protective suits, and I got mind extracted only once out of all my games. So that was pretty good.
So you just sucked the rest.
Yeah, I just sucked the rest. I just got
him.
I just did play terrible.
Got him.
So yeah, I didn't lose to mind distraction. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
What were some of your losses?
So my first win was against a Raylo, and he scooped in the last hand, because he didn't pull his Mind Extract and he just looked up his deck and the last 2 cards. The last one was Mind Extraction. So I was probably going to win that one. And then the second game, it was another Raylo, and I lost that one. And then I forget what my third game was, what I lost to for my on my third game. But the one that gave me my final loss, my third loss, was against Plo Koon Ewoks, and I lost in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It was, I forget what the kid's name was, but he was playing the Plo Koon with Hoth Trooper and the Ewoks. So he does the Plo Koon 2 indirect and did 1 to the Palp Shield. Then the other Hoth Trooper 1 to the Palp Shield. So Palp has no shields. He rolls out his Cheap Chirpa and then gets like a focus. I wasn't really too worried about that. And I didn't pull. I pulled I had a Force Wave or I had a lightsaber. Was it Palp's lightsaber and one other ability, and I had to actually play the lightsaber for its full cost. It felt pretty bad. So I rolled out, and he had Salt Flats. I wasn't really thinking, Salt Flats, and Cheap Chirpa as a leader. So I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't take shields. So he did, the power action Salt Flats, Chirpa to the 1 melee, does 1 melee to Palp. I was like, oh crap, I'm done. And he put target acquired on. I was literally dead. Second action turn, round 2. He just did like everything, like aerial attack and all that stuff. I was like, oh god, our glider attack, and then strength in numbers, and just did 10 damage in literally 3.5 minutes. It was insane.
Sounds like a grand old time.
Yep.
Ewoks.
Definitely a grand old time.
Did you finish out the day, or did you, once you got your third loss, did you stop?
I finished it out. I paid for it, and I figured other people would want to fill out. I didn't want to, I just wanted to play some games, so I kept through it. Ended up 4-4 for the day, which isn't too bad. So I felt good. I felt good leaving on that note.
Nice.
But yeah.
How about you, Bry Guy? How did your life fare?
Maul forgot to take his Viagra that day, so he rolled out straight nothing on me. I missed Watto's power action on 4 melee sides, a bunch. I missed Maul's power action on 4 melee sides, a bunch. So mainly I was just like, you know what? I can't depend on Maul. I got to delve a fist, because that's just what all these villain decks can do. But I went 3-3, and then I dropped because I perpetually go 5-3 at these things and bubble, and I don't need that in my life. I'd rather just not know how I'm going to do at the end. If I just clutched those 2 last wins out, I probably would have been more upset with myself. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud of how I played. I think that when you play Maul, you have to kind of account for the fact that you're going to be really role dependent. It's you can do all the right things, you can call all the right moves, but at the end of the day, if Maul's going to roll, a resource on the Watto power action, or a blank and then a resource on the Maul power action, there's only so much you can do, right? So I'll just go through my quick, who I played, how it went, because there's no way in hell I'm going to write an article if I did this poorly. Anyway, Raylo was round 1. I lost by all of a health. It was really, really close. I dealt a fist turn 1. I did, 3 with Maul's power action to each. He was a great player. I don't remember his name. But really nice guy. We kind of kept up. And all my losses, I have to say that I wasn't mad at all. And a lot of these matches when I play at events like this, Flock's seen it, you've seen it, Jack. I kind of lose my mentality of all right, we're in here, we're doing what we got to do, and I just get kind of bummed. But this one I was kind of laughing and enjoying myself, and realizing these are the best players in the world, and it is what it is. So kind of chuckled and shook his hand and moved on. Got my cool little participation box, and then played another Raylo, and I won that one. That one was a fair game, and it wasn't a blowout by any means, but I felt comfortable doing that one. After that, I played a Chopper Droids. That one had the 2-die 3PO, and I won there pretty handily. Did the Maul ability for 3, and that was one where Maul was performing to the best of his abilities. After that was my most disappointing game of the day, personally for me. Not any insult to my opponent, who was Brian Horrigan of Entourage Games. It was Forlom, General Grievous, Sentinel Messenger, and I swear I rolled, like I said, the blank and the one resource, and couldn't get anything going with either power action. Couldn't delve a fist. He kept me off it very, very well before Lum rolls out with double disrupt, and I was like, all right, well, I better just kind of hone into my maul power action, and I got nothing. So I got nothing down, and that was a 9-minute game. He kind of just, slammed down a fist, and it was 3-3-3, and great rolls all around. And I can't be mad because when you play maul, it's all roll dependent. Moving on, and that was lunchtime. So I was like, I slunk off to McLaren's, as Flock like to call it, and I was like, man, this is going poorly. I hope I pull it together, and had some food, had a drink, and I came back, and I played Chopper with Faithful Companions. That was an easy win, easier than I thought it would be. Rather, it was still a good game. And then I had moved on to Fallout from the Cloud City Rollers. And, how mad can you be when you play against the number one maul in the world? But this round went very differently because we both sat down, chuckled, and we were like, well, this is going to be interesting. It was just a big old slap fest. And I killed Maul pretty handily. This is one where my power action was alive both times, and I kind of did what I wanted to do. Maul was dead within 2 rounds, and he got my Maul up to 10. And usually this is where I have a fist down. I've got a pulse cannon down on Watto. I feel pretty comfortable if Maul dies. So I'm thinking to myself, all the dice are off the table. And, what are the odds that he has 2 acts of cruelties in his hand to take out Maul? Statistically, at a 30-card deck, I would say it's pretty low, right? So I claimed, if there was anything I could do about it, I didn't see it personally. So I claimed, and boom, double act cruelty, and it all went downhill from there. So I dropped. Because, go ahead.
I was saying, he wrote a report, and he said, and it could just be you forgetting it, or maybe he remembers it wrong, I don't know. But he did the double act of cruelty, but he was 3 away, so he actually took the Van Braces back to his hand.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And he did that.
Yeah, he did do that. I was like, damn, that's slick.
That's brutal.
It was brutal. He found what he needed to, and I applaud him on. It was a really good game. I can't, like I said, I can't complain. The number one maul player in the world, beat me up. So,
does the fact that technically 3 commandos should have made top cut, and no Wattos with maul, does that make you change? Do you think the commando is a better deck?
Well, I think there's a little more consistency and the ability to close if you're bringing the Mandalorian commando, because. So, if you've got Watto left, right, unless there's a fist on the table or a pulse cannon on Watto, and even if there was a pulse cannon on Watto, I did get a pulse cannon down on Watto if you read his write-up, and both of us did the pulse cannon power action, and I don't know, Game Slayer must be some kind of, god, because his pulse cannon rolled, 2, and then a 3-for-1 when he had 1 money, and, good. But me and Bruce, we did the pulse cannon power action. It was disrupt for 1, disrupt for 1. Both of us, it was both rolls. We were like, well, you got your horn in your hand with Watto left, and there's nothing you can do. And
that's funny.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, was Mando the right call? Probably. Yeah, I think, but I don't think Watto's a necessarily bad partner either. Watto can make you a lot of money. You can get things like Del Fist. Sometimes I just played a fist straight out. Sometimes I had enough where I felt comfortable putting down a Dark Saber and a Maul Saber. I mean, and every matchup has a specific route you want to take, but I don't think Watto is a bad partner by any stretch of the imagination.
I think it's funny that you go from a character with 3 resource sides to one with none.
Yeah, and yet somehow it still makes it out just fine.
Yeah, certainly. So look at that. Both you guys did you both die at 3-3? Or Flock, were you 1-3 or 2-3? When you got your third boss?
I think I was 1-3.
1-3. Yeah, I think Eldest was 2-3 or 3-3. I don't remember exactly, but
Eldest was 4-3 because someone didn't show up.
Oh, he was 4-3? Look at that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I had that too. After lunch, the person didn't show up after lunch. So I came back right after lunch. It's 2-3. I was like, oh, cool. And then someone else had someone that didn't show up either. So I just go. He was kind of upset that the person didn't show up. I was like, "Hey, do you want to play for fun?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." So we just got to play a fun game for, during when some our opponents didn't show up.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of people once they get their third loss, they just drop. Especially like going into break, because you do get more tickets per pod than you do in like the main event.
Yeah.
But
I bet they were at McLaren's and were like, "Let's just drink beer and not go back."
Fair.
That's probably exactly what happened.
Probably.
True.
They were planning on finishing out, and then they were like, "I'd rather just go drink beer and do pods."
Big true.
Not a bad plan, honestly.
Did you guys see anything interesting in the field? Any decks?
I faced a was it IG88 Asajj 1 die.
How did that go?
It went. I mean, Palp. I won with like Palp having like 2 damage.
Gotcha.
That was the one game I got mine extracted. But like I was like, oh cool. Let me just put Sith training on. Put that on Watto, and then I put Palp's lightsaber on Watto. So
Look at you, dude.
I was able to get a lot of stuff out there.
Big
Saw a lot of
brains.
interesting stuff in the Junk Pod Classic.
Yeah. Brian was a last-minute addition when I think Cuenca dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, the junk pile, it was just like they tried to get people who make janky decks and compete. It was you, Game Slayer, Kyle from ABG, and Minion, who's running Onion on Discord, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brian came second, dude.
Yeah, and
What'd you run,
I ran Savage Asajj, and I'm telling you, that deck is almost tier 7.
You just said tier 8,
Like,
dude.
Yeah, no, I think I gave myself a little, not enough credit. But no, it was it was funny because they were like, yeah, Joe came over, honestly sarcastic, but came over and was like trying to explain the format to the people on stream, and was like, yeah, pretty much, basically, it's like decks that are tier 5 or 6, and then he looked at mine and was like, and yours just sucks. And
then you came second,
like,
dude.
There you go. But yeah, it was really fun. It was cool. If you go back and watch, Asajj Savage did 18 damage turn 1. Just saying.
Fear and Dead Men, right?
Fear and Dead Men, and smacked a whole bunch of younglings in the mouth.
Yeah, that's fun. That was the
Sorry, Kyle.
Sorry, Kyle. But yeah, that was cool. Yeah, both you guys finished out. Always proud of you guys, no matter what. I'm just so glad that you're there. Do better next time, you scrubs. All right, we got to keep up the brand name of nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, keep up the brand name of what we bubble every event.
Yeah, you guys didn't bubble out. You just lost this time. All right, I need you to bubble out.
Listen. Malden take he's a little ED going on.
Yeah. Right.
Noodle.
Well, I guess I'll give a shout out to what I thought was the most interesting deck that I saw. Padme, Chirpa, Ewok Warrior, and it beat Jabba, a Jabba deck on stream by like 1 damage, but it was amazing. So that was cool, interesting to see. But that's about the only other thing I saw.
Definitely.
But all right, we'll get into top cut. I have all top 60 or top 63 technically, as we were 1 short. So the first place got a bye, which was Hunter Shelbourne on Afra. Grievous Sentinel Messenger was his deck. But for the top cut, we had 18 droids in cut, which was 10 Chopper, 6 Han, and 2 Satine. We had 13 Afra. 2 of them were Phasma Grand Design. 1 of them was with Order 66. And then we had 2 Afras and 8 Elite General Grievous, breaking down the Afras. Then we had 8 Raylo. We had 6 of the Forlom Grievous Sentinel deck. We had 6 Palps, 1 with Mahdi, 1 with Django, 2 with Jabba, 2 with Watto. We had 3 Mauls, with 2 with Commandos and 1 with a Foss. And then we had, the rest of these will be one-ofs. We had a Yoda 3PO Han deck. Had a Iden Beckett deck, a Django Phasma deck, an Iden Talzin Profitable deck, Lore Santeca Satine Gungan AR deck, a Poe Ayla deck with AR, a Leia Yoda Mill, a Lore Bale Annie Mill, and a Lore 3PO Annie Mill. So that's what makes out the top cut. I gotta say, I was really pulling for Mill.
I was pulling for that Iden Talzin Profitable. It's Talzin, and Iden, like freaking awesome.
Dude, your dream. That could have been you, dude.
I tried to make that work with AR. Was it last regional season?
Yeah.
It did pretty well, but yeah.
Yeah. Then DM came out, and it's like
yeah, exactly.
That's probably why they just went to profitable.
Probably.
But yeah, that was. I mean, it was cool seeing that some of the one-ofs. The Poe Ayla deck run by Grandpa Jake was awesome to see that do well as well. I think he top forward at one of the primes before this too. But that's a fun deck. I think Scott played that on stream like a month or two ago against you, Brian. I don't know if you remember that. It was when you played Enfys Watt, I think it was.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Back in those days. I think it was, right when the change came out for her going lower, because then that let him AR. He loved that black one stuff. I mean, he ran Poe Lando? No, not Lando. Biggs, sorry. AR at Trilogies at the GQ. I don't know if you remember that either. But Riggs did it too, and he went 5-1, and he would literally just kill characters turn 1 with black 1. I'm like, this is so dumb. so dumb. I also like the Lure Santeca Satine Gungan deck. That's a fun deck. He probably didn't AR X-Wings like I did, but AR and X-Wings is a lot of fun. And that was Mads from Your Destiny. So that was cool to see him do that.
I love X-Wings.
Dude, you should play X-Wing.
No. I looked over and I gotta say that those guys got some serious stamina going on, because they were there into the wee hours of they came early and they left late, and God bless, because no thank you.
Yeah, longer games and everything, and they got to stand the whole time basically. It's got to be exhausting.
Yeah, not for me, man.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Well, dude, you just got to be like Mike Gem and Top Cut in both games.
Dude, what a guy.
That's insane.
Honestly. That I wish I was good at one thing, let alone two things. This man just shows up. I saw a Facebook post he put on the Destiny group, was like, which of these award-winning mats should I win with my brilliant mind and deck building? And I was like, man, what a flex. Seriously.
As we take out our Phasma store champ. Hey,
I literally was like, hey, I took down a 14-person GQ once.
Hey, you got a Vader, Matt.
Yeah,
you got that. You topped at a regional. Big regional,
That's
too.
true. Yeah, Virginia. That was probably my peak right there.
You peaked, dude.
I peaked in my mid-20s.
And then in Minnesota again. You peaked twice, dude.
I did, you're right.
You equaled.
I think the second place in the Junk Pile Classic is my claim to fame, man.
Most likely. I wouldn't argue that point.
It's not gonna get better than that. I should just, retire.
You should just retire. So those were the 63 decks. What do you guys have any specific thoughts on? I mean, the fact that there was 18 droids, the fact that Afra came into volume, 13 of Afra, which was crazy.
I'm so excited for rotation. No joke, and that's not even a joke. It's just I am, I'm tired of easy pickings. I'm tired of Afra. I kind of want to try trilogies for a while and see where we're at, because I've always enjoyed trilogies as a format.
Do you like droids?
Oh no, I hate droids. I was gonna say if they go away, we're playing as droids, but I don't think that there are some cool things here and there that popped up, but I think that most of it's pretty predictable. I don't think it matters what combination of characters you're running, as long as you have DM, Delve, and Fist.
Yeah, or your droids on a
right.
Yeah, the hero one. Yeah, it certainly is a little stale. I mean, you look. There's 13 Afro decks, and there's 6-4, so 19 of the villain 3-wide. That is their plan is literally just Delve a Fist, and anything beyond that is nothing really.
Yeah, it's a little brain dead, honestly. I mean, some of them are a little creative in how they get there, but when you respite Delve Fist turn 1, I don't like you. And the worst thing is it's like watching a really predictable horror movie. It's coming. You're just not entertained, and then I don't know. There's nothing you can do to stop it 9 out of 10 times. So
yeah, it's certainly yeah, and you're kind of, and people talked about this a bunch of how the meta is so weird, and that there's no close matchups. It's all like you have good matchups, and then you just have like one or two really, really bad ones. So there's nothing
It's
like
weird.
two you could even just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to like run this deck, and for the bad matchups, I'm just going to play my way out of it. It's more just like, oh, you run into that? Doesn't matter how clean you play, you could still just lose instantly.
Right. And I think with a fist, like it takes all of the. First of all, it takes a lot of fun out of it because how the hell are you going to remove that thing 3 times in the first round of drops? You're not. You're lucky if you can mitigate it once out of those 3 times, and even then, you're still taking at least 3 or 4 damage. Like it's brutal. And I think that a card that's coming out soon that we'll get into a little later is kind of the same way, but I think you have to work a little harder for it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, like, Fist is, like, if you actually pay 5 for it, right, like, okay, that's still pretty, like, in value, right? If you pay 5, you're probably getting 3 resolves. It's still pretty ridiculous of a die, but then you just add in the card Delve, and it's just like, oh.
It's busted. Yeah. And then you've got cards like No Good to Me Dead, where you can dirtle a little bit and do what your deck does. Like if you're Afro, you can do what that deck does and kind of like death by 1,000 cuts, but then you can just go, okay, I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal you. I'm gonna take my money, and then I'm gonna resolve for even more damage. Like it's just too easy to use.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that I certainly don't hate like the meta. I mean, just looking at this, even though you could say the decks feel similar, like the fact that many different decks kind of made cut is like refreshing to me. Like even if you lump the 4 Lam and Afro together, right? You got 18 droids, you got 19 of the villain supports. But I mean, you get 6 Palps, 3 Mauls, 8 Raylo, and then just all these random things in there. 3 Mill decks. Like it feels healthy. And I guess what cancels it out for me is that like if you're doing dumb stuff, my deck's probably doing dumb stuff as well. There's just certain ones, like the ones that are on top are doing it just consistently. Like right, if Maul rolls the 2 at minimum every time, it's pretty dumb, right? It can just push out absurd amount of damage, and it's delving a fist as well. Droids, right, if they just pop off and they draw in the right order, and they just kind of are able to reach and kill you, or if you see the way Andrew plays, right, he's kind of just taking shields and just kind of biding time until he can kill you. But it's like those things are all pretty dumb in like a vacuum, but it's like, okay, but they're all kind of dumb together, so it kind of like excuses it a little bit. And then there's just like completely consistent decks but aren't necessarily broken, like something like Raylo, where they're not doing anything broken, but I mean they could slot a fist in there if they wanted, I guess, but I don't think they're getting the 5 resources.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean it feels fine overall. It doesn't feel stale, and I'm not frustrated with it. But like Brian was saying, I mean, it is frustrating, especially once you get in a top cut. You're like, all right, are you gonna easy pick me and flee the scene, or are you gonna delve a fist? It was pretty much like the 2 questions that you had to ask when you sat down across some of those decks.
Right, and I think even getting rid of. Sorry to cut you off, Flock.
It's good.
But I think even getting. I'll shut up in a minute. I'm sorry. I think even getting rid of like easy pickings and fist and delve kind of like open up more possibilities even then.
Yeah, but still, like even if you take out those things out, there's still going to be something that's going to come out that's just annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So definitely, it's just like some of these decks feel like you're not really playing the game. It's kind of like you're playing your deck and hoping you get your deck out before they get their deck out. Not so much.
They're what out?
They do something.
That's so hot.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? Like you want to get all your stuff out. You want to get your fist out. You want to get your your Mega Blast Troopers out, and Chopper Droids wants to get all their stuff going. So it's kind of like it's not a lot of reacting. It's more. I feel like a lot of decks are not a lot of reacting.
A lot of it is
so if I get my fist out, I'm gonna win if I can get the damage done.
Yeah.
And not so much like, oh, you're doing that. Okay, here's my deck. I'm gonna try to counter that because I know you're doing that. I'm gonna do this instead.
Yeah.
Certainly, but there's definitely a lot of variety because you look at all the top decks that made top cut. It's a lot of different decks. But you can see it's like you have Afra, so a lot of different variants of Afra, but it's still Afra doing the same thing where it's doing indirect, drawing more cards. Okay, did I get my delve? Now here's a fist. But you just slot in different characters and you kind of got the same thing going on there.
I agree.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's encouraging to me was that like 9 or so decks that were just random and kind of.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Like that's really really cool.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know what they played against. Like, did they play? I mean, maybe like some of these decks are like good against Raylo. They faced a lot of Raylos. They maybe had their 2 losses to the droids or Afra, and maybe they beat one or something like that too. That's definitely a possibility. I didn't look up what they all played in their Swiss rounds, but that could definitely be an option. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly interesting. Like Jake Anderson, for example, like his Poe Ayla. Like you have no idea what he versed. In top 64, he played against Chopper Droids, but then in top 32, he played against Paul on stream, and Paul was on Afra. It's like, all right, he has no chance. He's a 2 wide against Afra. He's also running AR, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna bring up this. I'll just DM it, and then it's like, okay, he'll try to like bait it out, but then it's like at a certain point, like you're just losing value by playing worse stuff. And then I know Jake was playing mods, like he was playing BB-8 and targeting Astromech and whatever that one cost with the dorsal turret. Like he was playing that stuff, so it's like, okay, now there's like 6 cards in my deck that I can't really play because the second I play that on support, you're just gonna DM it, and I just lost 3 resources.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like certain stuff like that. But I mean, it is, again, I like the fact that sure, the only way it succeeds if it avoids its bad matchup, but I feel like there's so many of that around too, that it's kind of like okay with that. So, like droids can be okay unless they delve a fist, but they can prey on like Palp. But Palp can go pretty well into those delve fist decks, and have a good battle into that. And then Raylo is just kind of in the mix somewhere. But then droids obviously kill Palp, like I said.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
yeah, it's certainly interesting. It's much like, I feel like if you look at legacies, going back to that meta, it was like tight play could get you out of bad matchups, but for this, it's just like, oh, I sat down across from this, I lost.
Yeah,
there's just no way I can come back.
I don't like that.
Yeah, there's certain like feel bad, but then it's also like if you make the meta call and you got everything right, then like there's skill pertaining to that as well. And I'm all about those meta calls, man. You know me, I can't pick a deck.
Yeah, I feel like the people that brought Scorched Earth with the Afro was a good call. I wasn't even thinking about that.
That was spicy.
And that's like, I mean, I would play against like any 3 wides really with Palp, and I didn't really have many issues at all, unless it was droids. And then all of a sudden, then you see the Scorched Earth, like, oh, I can see why, because now I'm rolling out 13 dice. Like, okay, here's 13 to direct, because Palp's not going to have battlefield often,
Yeah, just against those slow support ones it will, which are the ones that are, they just Forlom or Afra fast claim, and all of a sudden it's online and something you have to worry about. And that one, Vika, which his name was David, he played against Jonathan Ruland, who was on the Palp Mahdi. And literally, like, Jonathan Ruland had to counterintelligence twice because he still had Sentinel Messenger alive. And then, like, his whole game plan still fell apart because he was all in on that. And then his Admiral die got removed, so then he didn't do much. Goes to the next round. He's like, I can't roll out because I know that he just drew into Scorched Earth, and he rolls out, right? He had, he maybe had like 5 or 6 health left, so that was pretty much the game, and that's the bad matchup.
He did the power action for the one upgrade. What was that? What's that upgrade?
Mastermind.
Mastermind, yeah, trying to get that special so you can look at the hand.
Yeah, and then he re-rolled all 3 times and didn't get it.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I mean, there's also a good chance that Vika just has removal anyways, so.
True.
But yeah, it's like stuff like that, and you can include stuff that maybe favors that, but like I know Edwin started 0-2. He lost to Vader, and then he actually lost to a Palp, but then he won his next 6, and 3 of them were against Palp, and he said Scorched Earth was pretty clutch in that as well.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's things like that can help swing the matchup, but generally I think it's like pretty set in stone, and Scorched Earth is pretty dead like against droids. They're not leaving many dice out in the pool for you to get value out of playing that, and also you probably don't have the battlefield anyways. Unless it's like a flea turn or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how Worlds played out. I think it looked good. I was happy to see the meta kind of shape out the way that it did. Shout out to everybody that did it. Shout out to Andrew Rothermel for winning, Vika for coming in second, for all the top 4s. I know Cruzen was in there. He's from Entourage Gaming. And Matt Phillips was the other top 4, and I believe he's from the Tulsa area, Team Covenant. So really well played by everybody. All the teams did well. So, yeah, it was a cool tournament to watch from home. It was good games. That finals game was insane. The first round 1 was a little boring, but game 2 and 3 were insane. The way Andrew plays, so good, man.
I had to watch the Eagles game. Sorry.
I
I had to
that
make a
Eagles game was
choice.
sorry. It was so bad.
I think I made the wrong choice because they got blown out.
I think I had both on. I
know
remember.
Flock was kind of watching both.
Yeah, I was watching. I was watching that in the soccer game. I was watching the Galaxy game. in the
But it's
background.
like Eagles Cowboys. How could I not watch Eagles Cowboys?
When they have 2 turnovers in the first 5 seconds of the game.
I said, how could I not watch? How can I not stop watching? It's not because oh boy, I stopped about third quarter.
Hey, but the Union got their first playoff win ever.
Saw that, yeah, dude.
Off to Atlanta. That was a good game. That was crazy.
Nope.
All right, but other than being a Philadelphia sports podcast, so here's some day one stats for everybody, just to give like an idea, right? We talked about the world's top cut, but it's like where there are 200 droids and only 18 of them make cut or something like that. But so day one stats is that there were 66 Raylo, there were 61 Chopper, 18 Han, 10 Satine, 32 Forlom, 31 Afra, and 51 Palps are the big numbers that were given out, and then probably just a bunch of random things within there as well.
A lot of Jabbas.
Yeah, no Jabba's in Top Cut.
No. Well, Jabba's, I feel like Jabba's is swinging his maul almost at some points.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was Jabba, sorry, but both of them were in Palp. Yeah. But yeah, well, so, I mean, the big thing is that Afra draws more, and Forlom is a better no good to me dead deck. And so I think that's just what separates them from Jabba. I still think Jabba's fine and good and all that, but I think I'd rather run Forlom, who has disrupting guns, or Afra, who draws and off indirect. And also the droids are just really good. The 000 and BT and their synergy with Afra. So, but yeah, that's that. I was shocked at the amount of Palp decks too. 51 is crazy.
It's a fun deck to play, though. Definitely is. I can see why. Just fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's the third most of any. Right, 66 Raylo, 61 Chopper, 51 Palp, which is pretty crazy. It said most of them were Watto, but yeah, that's that. All right, you guys want to get into some of the spoilers?
Did we talk about the prize ball at all?
I mentioned it earlier. I thought I said if you guys do it, but feel free to mention anything right now.
Oh, I was just going to make a quick comment that I think the way they handled that was really well done. I think that the prizes were great, and there was something for everyone. I ended up getting a map myself, a lot of shield tokens. We got a couple shield tokens for Jack. I personally wasn't a huge fan of the blind bags and the foils and the monochromatics, but clearly people were, and I think it was a collecting and trading kind of thing where people really wanted to talk to other people and see what they had, and I thought it was great. A little something for everyone. So
yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. I wasn't a huge fan of everything there. I think I liked the shield tokens, but I ended up getting like Jack some stuff. Then I got Shane a mat. Shane wanted the Cody mat, so I got him the Cody mat. Even though he doesn't play Destiny, I still got him a Cody mat. I don't know why.
Dude, he could show it to a GQ and get that bum.
Yeah, I mean, and then I also got some spot glosses that I wanted to get. So I got a Palp spot gloss, and a Django spot gloss, because Django's going to be good eventually. I have a feeling. I mean, he's kind of good now.
Heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I feel like there's some stuff coming up with Django. It's going to be good. It's going to be something Django Talzin. It's going to be Django Talzin. It's going to be a thing.
As she rotates.
Yep. It's going to be a thing.
You get another set with her.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I'll say, go ahead. Did you have a final thought?
Oh, no. Just, yeah, it was definitely good stuff. Wish there could have been a little bit more, though. More options, but I'm just not a fan of, like, blind bags in general. I like to look at the stuff I want and pick it instead of, like, getting a whole bunch of blind stuff and then have to go around trading. I'm kind of awkward going up talking to people, so I'm not good at trying to find people to trade with. So other people are fine with that. One guy had, like, a thing on his backpack saying, like, poke me, I'm willing to trade for stuff. I was like,
yeah, I'm looking for this and that.
Yeah, I'm looking for this and that. Poke me is like a laminated like thing on his backpack.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I mean, the shield tokens were better than I expected. They were, I think, hands down my favorite. I like the monochromatics or whatever they're called. I didn't care for the foil blind bags. So I like them a lot, and I still want them, but I don't like if I was there the whole weekend, I think I would have just started buying them individually, knowing what I'm going to get rather than like doing the blind bags for foil that I don't really care about.
Yeah, it took me a while to even notice. I couldn't even really tell the difference between foil and non-foil. I was always like looking at someone's things like, okay, so which ones are the foils? And they had to point them out. I'm like, okay, well, I shouldn't have to ask which ones are the foils. It should be like, yeah. These are the freaking foils, and these are, So.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I could just be blind, but
there's that too.
But
I like them.
I'm a little incompetent, so I mean,
I'm a big fan of like using like the different arts for my characters, but I'm weird in that I don't like using unofficial alt arts. So I think like the fact that they had so many for almost every character except Chopper, which is ridiculous. I don't understand why Chopper, unless he's like the store champ thing coming up or something.
That's a huge oversight.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because you could say, oh, they're just saving them for store champs or something, but it's like, well, Raylo is currently the prime stuff, and both of them were on there.
I mean, they probably expected to be, one of the big characters, and they have to think about these months in advance.
Yeah, but they had Zuckus, dude. I got a Zuckus foil. All right.
Yeah.
They probably thought Zuckus was gonna be good, dude.
No Savage, no Asajj.
All right, well that's fine.
No, what? No, that's the backbone of this community.
It's the backbone of society in Star Wars.
By the way, got in my Golden Dice swag today. Check out our Savage Asajj tees in the Teespring.
Look at that. In the Teespring.
They came out beautiful, baby. Might get myself a coffee mug.
The coffee mug does
real
look
good.
Nice. The coffee mug does look nice. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, I mean it was cool in there. I mean it was also like weird for me because I have collected spot glosses, so I didn't care to get certain ones. Like I didn't care for Afra or like Chewbacca or Cassian. I had them. But it was cool seeing some of the other ones there, and the fact that they had some of the new characters. And shout out to you guys for getting me Luke and Sabine. So I really thought this was a great idea, and it was cool that they did have like the updated errata for
the
that's how they're not going back.
That was neat too.
Yeah.
Snoke, they've changed about snip snap, snip snap.
You wanted me to get a vasectomy? I did. Snip snap, snip snap.
You know the physical toll it takes to have 3 vasectomies? Snoke. No, but I like that they had the updated text in there. It's really cool. Because actually there was one point where someone in pods was like trying to pacify my Watto die, and I was like, nope. Here, read the text. And they were like, when did that happen? And I was like, well,
a while ago. Did you just get your shields?
No.
Oh, I don't know the wording on it.
I no, he had to remove it to give, I think. And even if it was, he was like a kid. So I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay, pods. I literally said it's a pod like 17 times.
Yeah,
I was sitting there like scratching my head like for some plays, and I'm like, what do I do? And I was like, wait a minute, it's a pod. Who cares? So I just roll in.
Yeah.
So I took it a lot less seriously than I maybe should have. Like my record definitely went way down. Like I started out like 15 and 3, and then like day 3 rolled around, and I was like, well, here we go. We're going even, and then past even to negative, and past negative to super negative.
And that also brought me something from our last pod. There was a guy that had a separatist landing craft in a pod game.
Amazing.
He brought out a freaking battle droid.
I love that.
I was like, we're sitting there waiting for them, and the game was going. It was like 25 minutes. We were all done. I was sitting there for like 20 minutes waiting for him to finish, and he pulls out a separatist landing craft. I'm like, okay. And then he actually gets a special off and does it, and I'm like, okay. And the other people already started the next round. They're done and everything. Oh,
I can't wait to innovate again with decks, like use stupid stuff like that. I want like a local night where we ban these cards, right?
So me, you and Scott.
Yeah, pretty much. So you can't tell Fist, can't play Mega Blasters, like play nothing but like weird stuff that you haven't
non-uniques.
Yeah, I don't know, just make Destiny fun again for the casual player.
Make Destiny great again, baby.
Oh gosh,
huge, tremendous.
I'll say that I feel like store champs really hurt, like, or added to the fatigue. I feel like, right? It's been nonstop competitive events where like store champs, like I show up with dumb decks all the time because you win one store champ, there's absolutely no reason to like continually bring your best deck. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like I understand people are paying money, and if you want to be competitive and bring your best deck each time, like, that's your call. But for me, it's like I'm playing the same people, same like 15 to 20 people each time. Like, I mean, last Store Champs, what was it, Finn Maz that I ran?
Yeah.
And that was like the time when people were really testing out like drive-by or like the 3-wide mill and stuff, and I'm sitting there on like Finn Maz. But to me, like that was a blast, but I just haven't had that opportunity because Primes, it's like I could kind of show up with something off meta, but like there is still a world seat at play, and it is invite only. So part of me would still be like, I want to bring Jank, but I also want to still win this seat just so I can guarantee worlds.
I kind of think that I'm probably not going back to Minnesota again.
Well, all right. So I wanted to ask this, and it actually leads well into it. Let's assume that FFG keeps it the way it is, right? It's still invite only, but these prizes, would you go next year without a ticket but participate in the LCQ, Last Chance Qualifier, in hopes to get in, but understanding that if you missed, you still can do all these side events and pods, and the prize wall would still be, just as good?
Yes, I would save my vacation days for it.
Possibly. Depends what the side events are. So after doing the pods, I mean, I don't think I like doing just pods because people were still playing like super meta decks.
True.
But if there was more like pods that were just like side events that were like janky ones, like the Renegades were going to do a CAPA Cup, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, like I would say like not a scheduled event, like there was the Trilogy and there was the Highlander event, like an actual like pod set up for Renegades. Like I think that would be freaking awesome, stuff like that. I would definitely do that. But if it was just pods in the Last Chance Qualifier, probably not.
Yeah.
But if there was more stuff to do, then yeah.
Hey, man, I mean, I look at it like this, right?
Hey,
You're getting swag from Worlds that you can't get anywhere else for, like, I mean, yeah, the flight is going to cost you some money, sure. But, like, I think that in the money that I spent, not including alcohol, because we don't ever count alcohol in the bill, but the money that I spent was well spent and that I don't regret. Like playing pods and getting tickets and whatever have you. Like I'm glad with what I walked away with. I've got a really, really cool Vader mat, and that alone, on top of talking to people and meeting people and handing out 1.5 billion Ewoks to anyone that came up to me, I think the overall vibe of Worlds is just a great time.
Yeah.
And I would do that even, especially for me. Like I think Jack, you might feel differently because you're of a different level competitively than I am, but I would say that I don't have to compete to enjoy Worlds. You don't have to compete to enjoy Worlds. I really enjoy the people. I enjoyed the experiences that I've had. Okay, let me pump the brakes for a sec. I enjoy 80% of the experience though. But it's not about the competition for me really at the end of the day, because if I wanted to really go the distance, I would have picked a little more consistency than Maul Watto, excuse me, because apparently Mando's glorious. Not knocking anyone that brought Maul, but yeah, I don't know. I would still go if I didn't make it, I guess. I just have to avoid a couple places.
Yeah,
we got into.
Yeah, not a lot of McGoverns again.
Yeah, McGoverns. It's been great while I knew you, but
what'd you think of legendary Roy Wilkins Auditorium or Theater, whatever it's called?
It was really
I liked
cool.
it a lot. Yeah, a lot of space. It was very spacious. There was it's cool because there was like almost, I want to call it like an observation deck because it had seats above where we were playing. So
did you guys get a chance to go to FFG Center?
No.
Yeah, part of me did feel a little sad that it wasn't there, but man, it was such a good pick. I hope that they continue to go there, and I think Matt Holland had mentioned that they're planning to. But I'm not going to hold FFG to something. I mean, I should be able to, but it's also FFG. To something a year out. Who knows what they'll do. But no, I would absolutely, even if I don't have a ticket yet, I would 100% go, and I would still try really hard for the LCQ and try to make the Last Chance Qualifier to make the main event. But to me, I'm like looking at all this X-Wing stuff. I'm like, if they can, like, why can't we? You know what I mean? I think we would get that same atmosphere next year. And, it might not be, I think 450 was like the final number, 440 maybe, for people that played in the main event between the 2 days. So, I don't know. I would still go because, again, like, even if I fail completely and I don't make the Last Chance Qualifier, like Brian mentioned, like, I mean, my favorite part of this week and the things I was sad that I missed the most on or missed out at things that I was the most sad that I missed out on. There we go. Where the like Friday night meetup, stuff like that, where I get to be with the community, get to say hi to people that I only see once a year. So I did get that a little bit right. I was there for a day, got to say hi to some people, but that was the stuff I was looking forward to the most. But I like you said, I'm also competitive. I want to play in that stuff, and I want to take that stuff seriously and try. But so it wasn't, things I didn't get to this year, but in following years, I would very much still go in hopes of making the LCQ and making it relevant. So
meeting everyone was probably and meeting all new people is definitely my favorite thing of the entire thing. I'm just basically saying if it's just pods and the last chance qualifier, to really do, just on a Destiny standpoint, that's not super appealing to me, but definitely or compelling. Sorry, but meeting everyone, doing hanging out with everyone, that was definitely a complete blast. Definitely would love to do that. Just I would wish there was a little bit more than just pods and hardcore Destiny, because I do bringing janky stuff too as well. Playing off the wall stuff. I think it's more fun than just sitting there facing a Raylo again, facing Chopper Droids again, Forlom again. I played a lot of those decks, this weekend. So it would just be nice to see an event where it's just completely new that you could just set up for a pod, not so much sign up for months in advance.
It would be cool if they make it into a whole con too. If they bring their other if it's just a Star Wars con and they bring their other games, if they brought Rebellion or Outer Rim and you could demo it, and there was plenty of space, right? And they had the whole outside
there was a whole
area.
lot of extra space. There was a lot of unused space as well too.
So I would love to see it expanded. Yes, more side events. It was funny that they released the 2-on-2 and then didn't have anything planned for that.
Yeah.
So
if they had something like that, that'd be awesome. If you could set up pods for 2v2.
They did. Just I don't think anybody did them.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they had pods for Alliance. Yeah.
But, I didn't know that.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, Brian, you may absolutely ask a question. And remember that there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Well, no, it's coming from me, so you know it's dumb. Flockton. Well, I want us both to answer this question. And I'm not trying to wrap up the whole World's talk, but what was your favorite part?
My favorite part?
Yeah, of the whole week.
Saturday night.
I said favorite, not least favorite.
No, my favorite night was probably was it Thursday night? Thursday night. Yeah, that was fun.
Flockton has said some things that
a lot of things.
Flockton said a lot of things, and I can't stop quoting Flockton, things that I can't repeat on the podcast because
we can say frick yeah though. Frick yeah, dude.
So I won't get into it, but I took a video of the wall really, and it was
I'm waiting for they go up on YouTube.
I would never do that. Flockton's just talking to himself. I don't know. It was adorable and hilarious, but we've been quoting a lot of that. I'd like to say that my favorite part. So I was kind of trying to get some deals in to, get Jack what he wanted, what he requested, and I also went up and grabbed Jack's participation prize. So shout out to the judges on that. But I love my favorite story is a two-parter. Because I went up after the event, like they asked me to, and I said, "Hey, I am here because I would like to grab my buddy's participation prize. He had to go home with a family emergency, whatever have you." And so the judge was like, yeah, sure." So he went behind the curtain, grabbed me the participation box, and he leaned in and was like, "Hey, quit letting your buddy kick your ass on stream. I knew exactly who you were." And I was like, "Get out of here." So everyone behind the curtain and Matt Holland knows who I am too, and they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh god, oh no." And then I was playing on my Savage Asajj mat, repping the brand on Friday in the main event, and when I walked in and they were doing day 2, one of the judges pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, can you show the judges over there your mat?" Because we were all talking about it. We thought it was cool, and I said, "Yeah, sure." So I put it down, and they're like, "Oh, it's beautiful. Let me take a picture." Blah blah blah. And the guy that won it was I think the most interested. But I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. The kind words." And they're like, "How do I get one?" And I was like, "Oh well, there's only 4 of these things, and Brian has one. I have the other. Pete from our local won the other one, and I gave the other one away at the Friday night content creator meetup. So this is it. This is my mat." And I was like, "But you guys can play for it if you want. And so they played a whole side pod for my mat.
That's amazing.
I just thought it was awesome, and I gave it away the next day, and I have a picture with them playing the tournament and me giving the other judge that won my mat. Like, it's just like little things.
So proud of you.
I really feel like I made a connection with a whole bunch of people this weekend. It was really cool.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad that you guys had a blast and got to experience Worlds. Worlds is like something where I want to grab everybody and be like, you should all come to this because it's amazing. So I'm glad that you guys got to experience it. And hopefully Worlds next year will be just as good, even if it's invite only. Hopefully they have the LCQ and have some good side events to keep people coming back. But you guys want to move on to the spoilers?
Yeah, totally.
All right. This first one, we'll go in the order we have him here. So Sinjir Wrath Velis, he's from the Aftermath novels, in case anybody isn't sure. Ex-loyalty officer. He's a character scoundrel, 14 for single die, 17 for elite. He's yellow hero. He's a legendary with 12 health. His sides are 2 melee, 2 indirect, 1 discard, 1 shield, 1 resource blank. He's a character scoundrel. And after you resolve one of this character's character dice, you may place a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck to remove a die showing the same symbol as that die. I am excellent at causing pain. That's his quote.
Is he though?
I don't know.
He's got 2 damage sides.
Dude, he's like DJ, dude.
Yeah. I feel like there's a little more that goes into. I don't like him.
There's a little more that goes in DJ, like 25 removal cards.
Yeah, right. No, well, what I'm saying is it's a little easier to remove dice with DJ because you can just
certainly
do it and get the damage. Like this guy, you got to roll in, got to resolve. You have to have the same symbol, and like, where's the guns? Everything is guns.
Yeah.
Can't move a fist die with this unless it's
Indirect.
indirect.
Yeah.
Unless it's the indirect.
Yeah.
And you can't remove the disrupt.
Shields.
You're gonna take a shield to remove
50%.
the fist die. They're gonna roll right back in and maybe get the indirect damage.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, to remove a fist die at least one of the 3 or 2 times that they're rolling out.
I mean, he's definitely not good. Like I'm not trying to say he's good, but I mean, if you're asking me if I would trade a 1 shield side to remove a fist die, yes, and a card, I guess as well.
I wish they would. I don't know what makes him 17 points.
12 health, scoundrel. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I feel like he's. Give him a 13-16. I feel like that's maybe a little better.
I don't think I care, anyways.
I wouldn't run him regardless, but still, like. Ugh.
He could get it. There could be some. I don't know. Maybe there's a card that synergizes specifically well with him. I have no idea, but he does not look good from this standpoint.
I should read Aftermath though.
Get through the first book, and then you'll enjoy the second and third one a lot more. All right, any other thoughts on him? I think are any of you guys big fans of him? I think we're all just whatever with him.
I think he's very whelming.
Very whelming.
And he's a legendary too.
And he's legendary. Yep.
I just both here legendaries. I've been very whelmed, more or less.
Well, isn't the whole point of a legendary supposed to be like it's supposed to be like a not so easy play experience, kind of like it's usually a little off the wall, is what gets the legendary.
I thought it was supposed to be good.
I mean, I don't even know if it has to quantify
good, but I would say a lot of legendaries usually have sort of.
I mean, he's a new mechanic.
Yeah,
I'd say he's offers something new to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to quantify. I mean, what everybody defines as legendaries is always, gonna be different, right? Like, I mean, Greedo's like an 11-point legendary, but it's whatever. I don't remember.
It's whatever. That's what I feel
like,
about this card. Sinjir Radavelis. It's whatever.
Like, I certainly don't hate him or anything like that. Like the fact that Greedo's a legendary. I don't hate that he's a legendary either, but he's certainly going to drag the value of a box down with him.
For sure.
But all right, Flock, this next one's up your alley.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
All right, so we got Reoccurring Nightmare, 2 cost downgrade. What do you mean close?
Recurring.
Recurring. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Recurring
Wait,
Nightmare.
what did he say? I didn't even hear.
Reoccurring.
Reoccurring nightmare.
Yo, reading's
Reoccurring
hard,
nightmare.
alright? Reading's hard. It's a downgrade curse. And it reads, this die can only be resolved against attached character. It's got a one melee, 2 melee, a 3 melee for 1, and 2 blanks.
Dude, he's got them all sides. Check that out. Except for the
Except 1's a 2
For
and
one.
the 3's a pay side.
yeah.
So close, but not close.
Close, but
But a few
the other
changes.
two things are blanks.
Seems fine.
Yeah, I like the cool mechanic of putting it on them, on your opponent, and they roll the die out basically.
I just
So-
get nervous about missing die at the end of the game. Like
Yeah, that's
sometimes
certainly
we
a
don't
thing.
get our board state back in order, and we have dice and curses on the other side, and
Yeah, I would probably almost keep the die with me and like roll it in when they activate rather than just letting them roll my dice or something. I don't know. I could be a little weird about that, but I mean, for 2 costs, it seems fine. It could put them in weird situations where it's like if they roll out and you even hit the 1 on that, then they die.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to kind of look at it like, do you want to play a 2 cost? Is this worth a 2 cost die with non-redeploy? And the option might be no, but it's like if you're a curse type deck, then maybe. Like
what is a curse type deck?
But
really?
but it's also going
Hold
on
on.
the opponent, so you don't have to worry about your character dying and losing it. It's,
yeah, but
you know.
once they die,
So
then it's gone.
if you're losing, they're gonna true. So
well,
you
once
kill
the
them.
witch
Yeah,
dice are going, yeah.
I mean, you could theoretically play it on 1 and then resolve it against the other character. Or no, it can only be resolved against attached character. Sorry. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're going against that. So it's definitely a non-redeploy 2 cost upgrade. And a 1/1/2, 3 for 1, that's not bad.
I
Also
label
slows
this
you
as
down.
fun.
It's fun.
I think this is a fun card. I don't think it's good, bad, or okay. I think it's fun.
I think it's fun. I mean, curses have overly been irrelevant anyways.
Again, fun.
So when they roll this die in, if you have melee, so you have like Night Brother, can you resolve like the Night Brother melee plus this one onto attached character and like split the damage too or something like that? Or is that so? It's not your action, right? It's you
Well, it
actually
can only be resolved against the attached character.
exactly. But like you can resolve it with one of your character's melee sides as well.
Yeah,
right?
I'd assume
Yeah.
so. I also would assume you
can it
could
be
pair
modified?
modifier.
Like, can you have a modified melee side? Resolve it with this die to that attached character.
I'd assume
I would
so.
assume so. Yeah.
Okay, I just it's a new mechanic. I don't know. They'll probably definitely do like some sort of like.
Well, I'm still unclear
rules
about how
reference with it,
piloting
but-
works, so they might need to come back and I'm sure they explained it a while ago, but like piloting still just I don't know, man.
It's on one of the
Blow up the Death
cards.
Star, dude.
I forget which card it's on. That they
I have to go
have.
back and look at like I don't even know what this said, man.
Here, I got it. No, I don't got it. Is it on there? Somebody has piloting on their thing.
I think it's
Dang, dude.
uh,
There's no
I don't know. Let's just move on. Forget it. It's too weird.
All right.
Fortitude.
Yeah, Brian, you got this?
Yeah. So Fortitude is a red hero upgrade ability, a 2 cost, and it reads: attached character has +3 health or +4 health instead if it is a Wookiee. A wound that will kill a human will only make a Wookiee angry. I'm super excited for Wookiee, and I think it's like an irrational thing, but like if I can run the unique Wookiee, who we'll talk about in a minute, another Kashyyyk warrior, and maybe Chewie, or maybe another Kashyyyk warrior at 1 die when the other is 2. Like you can have a 5 die start with like over 30 health, and I think that the Kashyyyk warrior looks great. I think that this upgrade is awesome because this isn't just for Wookiees. Like, yeah, it's aimed at Wookiees and it has a Wookiee on the art, but like you can just drop this on anyone, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, I don't overly love the 2 for 3 health, but certainly for Wookiees, it's in line.
I mean, you
I
can
mean,
just
this also
like
can help like chopper droids as well. Get one of your droids +3 health.
Yeah, but it's like at that point, like nobody runs Mend. That's 2 for 3.
right.
And Mend was only played when I could like mean streets it for 1.
And then is a like this is an ability that's going to take up a slot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see the downsides there, but like I think from a casual standpoint, I'm really really excited about Wookiees in general.
Yeah, and I'm actually, this next part gets me real excited too. But then that changes the build that you were talking about.
Right.
And I guess I'll read this, and then we can read the character as well, and then just talk about Wookiees in general since they're all kind of together. All right, this is kind of blurry. Is it Valoris tribe? Is that what it said?
Valoris. I don't know.
Close.
Close. It's a 3-cost hero gray plot. It's an uncommon. The action is exhaust this plot to move up to 2 damage from a character to a character you control. Then you may spot a Wookiee to heal damage from a character. So it doesn't matter which way you move the damage or anything like that. You can always spot the Wookiee to remove it. I like this a lot. This seems pretty good, like on hand, moving damage around, healing. I think it could be super relevant. And if one of you guys want to read Tarful, and then we can talk about Wookiees.
Daddy.
Nah, you got this, dude. I can't read.
All right.
Can't read, dude.
Big true.
Tarful.
Big true.
This is true. Yeah, thanks. You too.
You too.
So Tarful, chieftain of Kachiro. He's a unique Wookiee, 11 health, character Wookiee leader. His sides are 1 ranged, 1 melee, 2 focus, 1 resource, and a blank. His text reads, each other Wookiee character you control has +1 health. Before you resolve one of this character's character dice showing damage, increase his value by 1 if this character has 6 or more damage. His points are 11 at single die, 14 at elite.
Yo, he gets me hype, man.
I love Tarful, dude. I think Tarful makes me more excited than Sinjir and Anakin put together. And that's upsetting.
I agree with that. I don't know how good he's actually going to play out. I mean, being a leader is cool. But it's also like the Wookiees, it's like kind of hard to like fit them all in like with the plot. They're almost all 3 points for like a second die, like the Kashyyyk Warriors, Tarful, and even going back, I think Chewbacca's 3 points, for the second die. And so, he's 12, 15. It's
Chewbacca? Is 12, 15?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And so to me, I think the weird part is just finding the right build. Part of me almost thinks that like I do Tarful with Valorious Tribe and like just some other 12-point or 13-point character. That could be like an aggro deck, or like you could do a big little with the Kashyyyk Warrior, right? You could do Obi-Wan. Obi with the shield every time you activate with like a Kashyyyk Warrior and Valorious Tribe. And like that's a bunch of shielding, a bunch of healing, and that could maybe not be awful. But it's not like, but that's kind of where my mind is at for Wookiees right now. But the tough part again with Tarful is like it's kind of weird because you want other Wookiees to get that +1 health. But you don't want to stay mono red, and you want that plot. So that means you got to go like Chewbacca, and one of them has to drop a die, and it just kind of feels weird.
I don't ever want Chewbacca, unfortunately.
Well, I'm 100% though going to try Old Han with Chewbacca with this plot. That seems a lot better than what it was, which is profitable. Still sounds bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it still doesn't sound great, but
no. Yeah, I'm not droids. I'm not delving a fist, so I don't know anything.
Yeah, right.
And I also don't even get fortitude because I'm mono yellow. And I think these are all good cards, but I think it's a matter of cracking the code to find what is good for Wookiees. But these three, they all seem solid in a vacuum. But Luke Skywalker, the reluctant teacher, was also really good in a vacuum, and he didn't really pan out.
True, big true. I'm super stoked for this next one though.
But I like Tarful a lot and stuff. All right, Brian, you want to take this next one then?
I do. I am stoked about this one.
Is this why you passed Tarful? So you make sure you get this one.
Yes, but then Flockton was like, I can't read, so you do it.
Yeah.
Flockton, do you want to read this one? Are you feeling left out, buddy?
Do you want me to?
Go ahead, dude.
All right. So the next one is Deathfield. It's a upgrade ability. It's a 5-cost. And its action is exhaust this upgrade to roll this die into your pool. And it has a 2 indirect, 3 indirect, 3 indirect, 4 indirect for 1, a 2 discard, and a special. The special reads deal 2 damage to each of an opponent's characters, and it's a villain legendary.
Oh my god. Palp, baby!
Yes, three times you get to use it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just... Like, this thing is going to pay dividends. Especially against something like a droids deck where I think you still lose. I think you still lose, but theoretically, if the droid player like didn't know what they were doing, and you just did 3 Death Field specials, whew, my little heart can't take it.
Yeah, it's just the 5 is tough to get out early.
Yeah, you have to overwrite it probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to play it with Bane though. I think they're really clearly they're marketing it for Bane.
I mean, that's him on there.
Yeah, I got a sweet monochromatic Bane world that I'm dying to use if
Look
this
at
set
that.
ever drops.
Yeah, and I think it makes me think it could be interesting with Bane, but I'm still just like, this screams Palp to me.
Yeah.
I mean, but it being like a 3 cost, it could be pretty absurd. And then his specials, it's like equal to the cost, right?
Yep. Equal to the
so-
cost of the upgrade on you choose an upgrade.
Yeah, so a 5.
So now his sides are 2, 3, 5
yeah.
damage wise.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And that's 2. You don't get the 3rd use like Palp would from the power action, but you still get 2 uses out of it, which is very relevant.
But then Bane, you can still do if you're doing Bane in Elite, that could be you have 10 damage on your character dice alone. Then you've got the 2 rollouts from Death Field. So
Yeah, and it could be absurd. Like you could then run, like you could do a Fost or some 7-pointer with Retribution, right? And now it's like, I mean, obviously they're still going to remove the special if it's showing 5, but it's like now you're not getting no value out of that and making his character dice scary.
right.
But yeah, it certainly seems interesting, and I do like this a lot. I think it'll see play. Like I don't think it's going to see wide play, but I think in the decks that it should go in, it's going to be a really powerful card.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the art too.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I'm excited for Bane. I can't tell whether Bane's going to be just another, and I can't even say that because Vader is commanding, Snoke is commanding, and Palp is now commanding, but people are kind of sleeping on Bane.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been tough, but I mean, like the 1 resource side on 22 costs is pretty rough, but you also have to factor in your saving 2 resources for the first ability.
Right.
So
I think that he's going to be cool. He's going to be fun to play regardless.
Yeah,
I'll make him fun to play regardless.
Certainly. Bigs are always, he's like store champ, dude. Store champ deck. There you go. At minimum. He could get more. He could get more help too. Like Vader got like Fear and Dead Men, right? That's like a huge card.
Yeah.
That if you look at Vader by himself, you're like, all right, I can see he's pretty good. He protects his dice, but it's like the second you add that, it's like, oh, okay, Vader can deal with 3 wide now. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. I just wish Bane had like 1 more health. Just 1 more.
What Vader's 20?
15.
He's 23 for 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a 4 damage side. Yeah, I mean it's probably even.
They could have
but
given him 1 more.
He was the last survivor. But this next one goes with Palp really well. This is Sheehan Mastery, which is a 4-cost upgrade ability form. So it's blue neutral. It's a legendary. So we have our next form. It's got a 3 melee, a 2 shield, a 2 shield, a 2 resource, a special, and a special. And again, it's a form, so blue character only limit 1 form per character. After you play this upgrade, you may roll this die into your pool. The special is deal 2 damage to a character, and you may remove a die showing damage. I think this is pretty insane too. Like
the masteries are so good, dude.
Especially you're gonna probably be able to play for free if you get. Assuming they're gonna have a training, right?
Yeah, right now you would assume it would be a 3 cost, so that's like questionable.
Oh, 3 cost training. Oh, true. Yeah.
Everything's been 1 lower.
If the training is 2, this thing's busted.
Yeah.
But even like I'm even fine just overriding something else. Like I don't know. The fact that you get to roll it out and you could easily get those 2 resources back is just like bananas to me.
Yeah.
There's not a side on this that I don't want to use.
Yeah. And so again, I understand the hesitation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where's Shane at?
Shane's jumping in his seat right now.
If Shane still played the game, yeah, he'd be
He'd be jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. Again, it's hard to say without knowing what the training will be. And again, it's probably safe to assume that it's a 3 cost because everything else is operated that way. But
I think that like a thought from this weekend, I think Neiman is really, really undercosted. I think Neiman ought to be 3.
Neiman is pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, is disgusting for value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guess would be something. It probably has like similar damage sides for the training. it probably should have a blank if it's a train. I think all the trainees have had a blank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Neiman has 2 blanks. Like I think it's a 1 melee resource special blank. But that hasn't seen much play. But yeah, Neiman's pretty absurd. I think it's like one of the things that makes Raylo so absurd at times.
Yep.
But yeah,
You can override it like for another. Like, it's bonkers to me.
yeah.
Like
So-
defensively, offensively, so good. We can skip this next spoiler. It's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these 2 abilities really good. Sheehan, I think, is going to be super good. I think this could like literally I don't know, any deck this good. Any blue deck, I feel like this is going to go in. This is so good. I'm a big fan
100%.
of Sheehan right now.
100%.
All right, who wants this next one?
No one. Just skip it. We don't need to talk about it.
Anakin Skywalker, dude. Dedicated mentor. Coming in at 15 for single, 19 for elite. He's got 13 health. He's a blue hero legendary. He's a character, Jedi, and a leader. He's got a 1 melee, a 2 melee, a 4 for 1 melee, a 1 shield, a 1 resource, a blank. After you activate this character, you may discard a card from your hand to move 1 shield from a character to another character, then draw a card if you move that shield to an apprentice. There's no time for caution.
All right, hear me out.
Hearing.
This card's a legendary, right?
Yep, very good.
Okay.
It's with the
okay.
purple.
All right.
Yeah.
You with me? Yeah. No, I was there that day in kindergarten for colors. I think you increase the ones by 1. If this was a 2, I think if this was a 2 melee, 4 for 1. 4 for 1 can stay. That's okay. 2 shields, 2 resource. I think this card would be great. Instead, it's trash, and I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, he has 3 blanks.
Yeah, essentially.
Like your 19-point character, if you're resolving for 1 shield, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
And his like ability is just so bad. Like I don't see any world where this is like good. And it's like, oh, you could steal a card from an opponent, but it's like, sure. Like, but what deck is really shielding right now? Like maybe like droids.
Raylo.
But Raylo, it's like, okay, you take it, and then they just Kylo special you. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good play.
Yeah.
And you're
It
shielding out an
doesn't
apprentice, and
matter.
they're not going to go after the apprentice. They're going to go after, Anakin.
Yeah.
So it's
and-
like you do it
yeah.
3 times. They have full shields. What are you gonna do? Just take a shield to override another shield to draw a card, and then what? They just get the shields back.
I just see no, like, and clearly they want you to use like Ahsoka or Barris, and like, why 19 points again? Like these hero legendaries are just not costed right. Because ABG, I was listening to ABG today, and they're like, "In what world is this better than Obi-Wan?"
yeah, dude. And
Like-
he's actually like he's underrated.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he's
love
pretty
Obi-Wan.
solid, but this is just poopy. And I get the frustration. Like they probably put the 1 melee because they're like, oh no, R2 could turn to a 2 melee. It's like, all right, relax.
Yeah,
Relax.
2 is not going to break the bank. Like
No.
if you're doing that to the 4 for 1, all right, that's a little uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, if he had a 4 for 1 at the top of his die, I'd be a little nervous.
Right. Yeah, it's. I'm just saying, like, if you can afford it 2 every turn.
Yeah.
Like if Obi-Wan can turn to the 3 every turn, I don't.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything preventative here.
Oh, there's
Like
also
all they did was ruin the card.
there's 4 sets between them, so they probably weren't really thinking about that.
True. Yeah. True.
But yeah, the only elite character you can run with him for Apprentice is Ahsoka. Barris is 12.
Or Ezra.
Ezra's not.
Blue
he's
Ezra
not.
811.
He's not an Apprentice though.
Oh, true. He's just
He's
Spectre,
a
right?
Spectre. Yeah.
That's such trash. That's like at first I was like, oh, well, you run Ezra. Ezra's like good.
So should they change the
Man.
text from apprentice to just Ahsoka?
Yeah, if that character is Ahsoka, you can.
Yeah,
That
it needs to be
character's
Ahsoka.
Yeah,
And
and then
they do that with the droids with R2. You spot R2, stuff like that.
yeah. But I don't know. And we already have one of the other blue characters as Luke. So I don't know the other non-unique I mean, I guess the non-unique you could have 2 dice at this point, right? The other ones do.
So whelmed, dude.
Like it could be the Kashyyyk
Underwhelmed.
for blue. That could be Apprentice. I don't know. But yeah, he's very underwhelming. I don't know.
And it's a shame because like he's one of like the clearly one of the most important characters in the Star Wars universe, and they just make him garbage.
Yeah.
Like even I would run Little Annie first.
Yeah.
Like Little Annie in a support role is better than Anakin Skywalker, one of the most respected generals in the not one of the most respected generals, pretty respected general in the Clone Wars. This dude's got a 1 melee side. Like, get out of here.
I do find it funny that the best Star Wars Destiny Anakin is the young one with his pod racer and a mill deck. Like the other one's never. Well, I guess the other one won Worlds, right? I guess the neutral one won Worlds, but that was more. I don't know, the Kylo metacall more so than Anakin. He just kind of was another stick to play, I guess. But
he's along for the ride.
yeah. But yeah, so that's super disappointing. I mean, character Jedi leader is certainly a great thing to be at, but his dice sides are just not. They're not there. And again, unless there's something that's crazy that is with him, like I don't know. I doubt it,
and even his ability, like even if you're not going for his ability and you're running dust, like I want to throw dice out there and smack face, like it's just disappointing on all fronts, dude.
Yeah. But all right, those are all the spoilers. Shout out to FFG for them. They were all on stream during the event. That was cool to see. I think last year that happened as well. I remember we got like Plo Koon and his Starfighter. I don't remember what else, but I remember seeing him.
Shout out to FFG for giving me spoilers. Sorry that I poo-pooed them.
Giving you spoilers?
not giving us spoilers. Not us specifically, but giving
the community
spoilers.
Yes.
And then I just took a dump all over them. Sorry.
Dude, man, hey, they can give us the worst spoil, like specifically Golden Dice on that subject. They can give us the worst ones forever. The fact that we got Han, his blaster, and his good dice was just like,
can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, and they were both two legendaries. Two really good legendaries. Han hasn't really found a place outside of droids, but I think he's still really good.
Yeah. Blaster's great too. I mean,
yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for Worlds related or spoiler? And then we'll just give a few closing thoughts.
Nah.
All good, Flock Daddy?
All good.
Cool. All right, so I guess the big thing this weekend that we would like to sign off with is CAPA Cup is this weekend. It is technically the Mechanicsburg Prime. So if you are looking for that, it is actually through CAPA Cup that you would register. So capacup.net. And if you just register for the day pass, it might be a little confusing going on, but if you just get the one-day pass, it's $30, and that'll get you access to the Prime that's on that Saturday, and also the Renegades, which is what was at Nova last year, if anybody remembers. You bring a non-unique character, but 2 dice of them, and a 20-card deck, but there are some cards that are banned. Like I know Jump to Lightspeed's banned, Kylo Ren's Starfighter's banned, Climate Disruption Array's banned, so... but you can go to CAPACUP.net to find all that stuff. It'll really be great. Like $30 there is seriously such an amazing, and like it was worth it last year, but now there's also Prime prizes. Like to me, like $30 for this is just like insane value. Like part of me is a little upset that I'm not playing because I would like to get all the things that are there. Like today, what did Adam send our group?
Oh, dude, those should we talk about it? Let's talk about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dude, they're the coolest. Like
I think he posted them. I don't remember.
Character holders with dude.
They're like character dice trays, and I think they're one of the top
they look
cuts.
So good.
But also like there was other storage stuff that I've seen him posting. He posted a whole picture. I know Hoth Troopers are being donated from Ira Bell for All Arts. It just really looks great. I know Parker Simpson is going to be there, and he's like doing Palpatine specific and also giving out Ewoks.
It's like Christmas came early, dude.
Like seriously,
baby.
And you'll be able to buy any of his cards. Like I think he's going to have a whole table set up for that. But seriously, like $30 is probably the best bang for your buck you're going to get at any store.
100%. Oh, also bring a little. If you look on the website, they suggest you bring a donation of like canned goods. So it's also like you're giving back to the community. I think that part's really nice personally. It's like,
yeah, and because there's a big raffle.
It's so little effort, to give back, and that's one of those things that I love. CAPA Cup.
Yeah, I think that was actually started by Chip because I think he like was running the Renegades last year, and so his thing was like to get in, you have to bring the donation of canned goods because this whole thing is centered around the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. So there's a bunch of raffles and stuff that go off for all the other games as well. So if you do play Legion or X-Wing, not only can you play in those events, unless they're full, I don't really know. But you can also try to pick up some swag for those other games as well. And again, all that money goes directly to the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. And also another note, I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but FFG is supporting us. Last year, they gave us Executioners and Hidden Motives. And this year, we'll find out. I'm supposed to receive all that stuff in the mail tomorrow. I think it didn't come in today, so hopefully it comes in before Friday, at least. But yeah, so I mean, FFG is going to be officially supporting it. I'd probably expect Executioners and Hidden Motives because that was at Nova too. But dude, if they send us monochromatics, dude, I'm going to lose it. Lose it in a good way. Lose it in a good way.
I think we hope to see those monochromatics there. They're not just going to stay at Jack's place.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it didn't come in. Sorry, Adam.
Nothing came in. Sorry, guys.
And then I post on Facebook, look at all my monochromatics, guys.
Look at this haul, guys.
I bought them on eBay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, and if you're not sold, the one and only Mr. Chip's going to be there. So that's enough for me to go personally.
True. We'll be there Friday night. We'll be we got a hotel room, so we'll be there drinking and hanging out. So if you guys are there Friday night, definitely let us know so we can make sure we meet up and play some games and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you're interested too to see what prizes, I don't know. Pictures might be on the website, but you can definitely go to Facebook and go to CAPA Cup 2019, and it's all on there. But it's pretty awesome. And I think we're at 40 people registered right now.
Yeah,
for Destiny, right. 39. 39 is what we're at. So there's still time to register, but make sure you do that to guarantee a spot and everything like that. So capacup.net, it's going to be a really great time. Adam puts on, just a great event. Like there's random stuff for giveaways. Like what was it, first kill last year?
Yeah, someone puts the hit out on. I think it was one of the ABG guys.
Well, no, that was there, but there was for like the first round. Whoever killed the first character, raise your hand and you get a prize.
Right.
And I think they got a golden hammer.
Yeah,
it was an actual hammer that was like spray painted gold.
Well, dude, what the craziest part of that was the first kill was Obi. Like the guy was playing against Obi Maz, and I was like, oh, he just sniped Maz, 8 health or 9 with the shield or whatever. But no, he just sniped a 12 health Obi-Wan round 1. I was like, what just happened?
I think it was a guy that was playing like a Plo Koon deck with like the Padawans.
Oh yeah, I think it was Plo Padawans that sniped him.
Yeah, it was Plo Padawans, yeah.
Which is crazy, but
wow.
Yeah, it should be good. I know you guys might feel a little overwhelmed with just coming off Worlds, but it's going to be a great event. It's beyond just a prime, so it'll be good. The TO might suck, but hey,
Yeah, I hear he wears dorky red shorts.
Dorky red shorts all the time. We got some Patreon questions though.
We sure do.
Don't forget that. So any other thoughts about CAPA?
I can't wait. Even as someone who is kind of burnt out, coming home from Worlds, I'm ready to play some more Destiny, I guess. I played something like 40, 45 games over the course of like 5 days.
That's a dream, baby.
That's for some people. Some people, it's a nightmare if you only have them all in PAL.
Well, whose fault is that?
Not mine.
All right, let's get into the questions. Alan Irish says, how can anyone mistake Eldest sexiness for Jack? I'm not sure, honestly.
I swear, he's a good-looking dude.
And that comes from somebody on the database wrote up a report and said they played somebody from the Golden Dice, Jack ? But it was not me. It was not me. It was Eldest is who they played. Jedi Geek Girl asked, are you going to the Las Vegas Grands? I'm a maybe right now.
No, you're
positive.
Not. Stop it.
I didn't get to go to Worlds, man.
No, stop.
I didn't get to go to Worlds, so I'm trying.
I'm buried in crippling debt right now. So after October, I'm gonna be a hermit for a while. I'm gonna be Obi-Wan in the sands of Tatooine.
Hey man, you'll be all right. So the dates of that, let me pull up my calendar. I believe it's the 25th, 26th of January. All right, so it's a grand championship just like Nova was. It's going to be held at Bally's in Las Vegas. The play-in heat is either on Friday or Saturday, so either the 24th or the 25th. And then the finals is going to be Sunday. And there'll be an Alliances 2-player event on Sunday with official support, I believe. So FFG will be there kind of giving out some stuff, and also you'll have a side event to play on if you do stay Sunday but don't make Top Cut. I think the rumor was the cap is like 180 but 90 for each day. I forget, but if you're looking for more info, you can head over to artificery.com/LVO for that. So that's a good little plug session for there. So, but right now, to answer that question, I'm a maybe, and I'm guessing the other two are no's.
Yeah, I'm probably no.
Yeah. I don't
as
think
of
you,
right
after
now,
hearing what
nothing.
you guys did in Minnesota, I don't know if you guys can handle Las Vegas.
Oh, I certainly can't. Flockton probably can.
I'd have to lock you guys in a room.
Yes.
Another question from Jedi Geek Girl says, when are we going to get Savage Ventress 2020 stickers? Man, she threw me off saying Ventress. I was like, Savage who? Oh, Savage Assad. Just rolls off the
I
tongue
love
a little
that.
bit better.
I'll put
I've
that
been
on my
meaning to
car.
order Golden Dice stickers for a while as well, so maybe I should do that this week. Shane's been suggested that as like one of the first things we got, and I love the idea, but I just kept forgetting to get them.
Like stickers?
Yeah, stickers. Golden Dice. Because I like wanted them, but then I wanted them circle, and the website was being annoying, and then I just never did it.
Lazy.
100% buy stickers, dude. The Teespring stuff came in today. Again, I already said it, but like I was pretty impressed with the quality.
Did you just get a shirt?
I got a hoodie too.
Good hoodie. Did you get Savage
Yeah.
Assad hoodie or Golden Dice hoodie? Were there Savage?
Savage Assad shirt, Golden Dice hoodie.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, these are amazing.
Nice.
Like, this is my favorite hoodie that I have. It's so comfy.
Well, after this weekend, I have to retire the old Gambino hoodie, so
It didn't have a hole in it or something?
it has amongst other things.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, next question. How many have the Rise of Skywalker?
Oh man, I wish we could talk about it. Oh god.
Man, that's why
Ooh-wee.
Brian's got to be locked in a room.
I can't
He's
go back
not.
to
He's not
Minnesota
allowed to go
again.
to Vegas because back.
Yeah.
That was a rough time, boys.
So I have two tickets. Two tickets for episode 9. I'm going Thursday at 9 and Saturday at 11.
Oh,
I didn't buy tickets yet.
Scrub.
Thursday at 9?
Or 7. No.
7.
Whatever. The
7.
tickets I bought, I sent you the screenshot. Of what
Yeah,
we have.
7.
Yeah, 7. Sorry.
Thursday at 7.
Yeah. So Thursday at 7 and then Saturday at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be up in Albany for when it comes out, or if I'm gonna be back in Jersey, like for vacation. I'm not sure when I get off. So I just didn't want to buy a ticket for here or there, and then not be here or there. So
Flock
Yeah.
Daddy, let me know if you're back
I'll just
here.
do it like Sunday night. A Sunday. I'll be back that weekend.
I'll go.
Because I
I'll
think
go
I'm
with you,
taking
Flock.
off, but I'll go like Sunday night or something like that.
Well, what made me
Sweet.
get the second
All right,
ticket
Brian.
was I've been meaning I want to see it a second time anyways. Like Star Wars is the only movie that I actually do see 2 times. But through one website, gosh, what's the name of it? Atom Tickets, ATOM, Atom, that way.
Yeah.
If you buy through them, you can also buy like an exclusive episode 9 like ticket that comes in a frame, and it looks pretty sick. So I was like, I kind of want this, and so I got it. Bought 2 more
End of the
tickets, but
saga.
I bought the early risers one, so it was like only $8 for a ticket, which was nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Adams Games like came out and said they already sold more tickets than like any Marvel launch.
Yeah, I mean this is the finishing of like
Exactly.
40
47
years in the making, which is
Yeah.
a lot more than. I mean, of course the comics have been around, but like it's a different
Yeah.
when you're talking about movies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Banana Crapshoot says celebrity crush. I think Brian Arrington.
Hey. I guess I am a local celeb. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not at all. I want to say Haley Steinfeld. She fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flockton. What do you think?
Of her or my crush?
Oh, yours. It's not,
Oh.
it's not the question, ding dong.
Mine is like I think it's Selena Gomez. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
I used
respect
to have so in college I had posters and I put her on the wall on my ceiling. So when I laid back, I could see Selena Gomez. But they were very Christian pictures.
it. Oh yeah, 100%. Jack, are you allowed to answer this question?
Amazing.
Like, are you obligated by marriage not to say?
Carrie Brumell.
Good answer. We were just talking about this the other night.
Yeah. Well, I was saying I don't know if I really had one growing up. I don't know. I guess the 2 that I would either say would be Daisy Ridley or Evangeline Lilly would be my 2.
Oh, Evangeline Lilly's crazy.
Yeah.
I've heard stories that she's just absolutely insane.
I don't know about. Oh, sure. I don't know.
Like she's like a weirdo.
Maybe. I don't know. She was lost. Get it?
Yeah, I
Got it.
Was she on the TV show Lost?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she was one of the main ones on there.
Gotcha.
Jetty Girl has another question, or two more. Or most importantly, though, how are you holding up? I guess she's asking me. She says, I was missed. I appreciate that, but doing well. Everything's, like I said, trending positive with some setbacks, but I appreciate anybody that's reached out and asked. Definitely missed all of you guys at Worlds. It's just a bummer I had to leave, but just had to be with my family, and ultimately that's more important than a card game, so. But, yeah, appreciate asking about that. And then she also asked, if Adepticon is a grand, would you go to that?
I'm sorry, I'm reading Smirlay's questions.
Adepticon is in what? Where's that at?
I don't know. I have to hold on. I'll look it up.
Isn't it like Illinois?
Yes, Illinois.
Yeah.
Schaumburg.
What's
Illinois.
the big city in Illinois?
Springfield.
No. Oh gosh, why can't I even think of it? Well,
What city?
I don't know. Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea.
Are you talking about Chicago, maybe?
Is it Chicago? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Chicago. Because then Gen Con is like Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure. So
I'm a history teacher. I used to be a history teacher, and I can't remember anything. I've dumped all that.
Yeah,
crap out.
Chicago is where it's. Schaumburg's like, I guess, a borough outside of it or something. I don't know. I don't really exactly know.
Pretty
But
dumb, I guess.
I'd be interested, sure. I mean, you throw grand and, I'm interested, so.
Yeah, why not? I would go.
Adepticon is like March-ish, I think, just for...
March 25th to the 29th, Wednesday to Sunday.
There you go. So, yeah, certainly. I mean, Adepticon is like right around when the new set usually drops, too, so it could make for a very interesting grand.
That could be rotation, too, which makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, like, I really wouldn't be surprised if set 10 drops really quickly. Like, in comparison, like, the delay... We haven't really seen, at least from my perspective, them affecting one another. It seems like they're just going to come out when they come out. So
It's on the boat.
yeah,
It's on the boat.
so I wouldn't be surprised if we get set 9 in January and then set 10 still comes in March or something like that, which I'd be hype about. My wallet maybe not so much, but is what it is.
Still
Start
crying.
saving now. Pretend it's coming out now. And
That's what I usually do.
yeah.
I
That is
steadily
one
put
save
aside.
if you have crippling amounts of debt.
Hey,
I'm just trying to keep my head above water, honestly.
you're in the clear. All right, you might owe me a few hundred, dude. You're all right, man.
I do.
Yeah,
I
me
don't,
too.
I don't do interest.
I owe Flockton somewhere around 100.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Smirlay wants to know, do cops really not arrest the world champion? Have you ever fallen down 2 flights of stairs at a bar and lived to tell the tale? I guess this is referencing, did Edwin fall down 2 flights of stairs or something? Did cops not arrest him?
Edwin had a couple of crazy nights.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that he drank very much.
I saw, and I have never laughed harder.
Brian at a Philadelphia Union game fell down 2 rows of bleachers. Knocked a beer out of a guy's hand.
Yeah, so that was a great story. I literally woke up with another beer in my hand at a Sicklerville Applebee's. Like I don't remember the game. I remember falling down and then waking up in another bar with more beer. Good times. Life is funny that way.
Banana Crabtree wants to know, with Flockton having the most success at events recently, can we expect more from him with GDP? Dude, Flockton, you should be on every week.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
All right, boom, there you go.
That was a lot of convincing it took you.
Yeah. He also wants to know, have you placed a waiver claim for Reflex? We have. I offered up a playmat, which the Hyperloops have not given him. And I also offered up a case of White Claws. And I also offered a date night with Brian. So I think that's a pretty tempting offer for him, but we'll see.
I'm an easy date, too.
Real easy.
Yeah, classy, though. Classy.
Classy easy. But I think that joke originated because I think ABG is trying to trade Ray because he didn't let them sleep one night or something. I forget.
It was more than one night.
Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Alan says, how does a casual player like Jank It Up Brian end up with a better record than a competitive player from ABG like Thunder?
I think that Jank It Up Brian doesn't give himself enough credit. He is a Destiny god, I think. I'm
The new
just throwing
Sir
it out
Chris,
there.
but better. Sir Chris 2.0.
Yeah, absolutely. He's honestly though, not only is he a great player, just a great guy.
Yeah,
Really
Brian's
humble
awesome.
dude, like really kind. Literally offered us drinks and all the hospitality we could ask for, and it was a great time hanging out with him. Great stories.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed our conversations.
Brian,
Yeah.
you know he's married, right?
Yeah, Brian, stop putting the moves on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, it's whatever.
He left to go with his wife and kids.
But to answer Alan's question, it'd probably be because Brian goes to bed at a relatively decent time.
Yeah.
And
True.
doesn't
Big
drink
true.
an insane amount.
Big true.
But next one is Banana. It says, where's Shane article on the Red Hero spoilers? Hey, man. I'm always asking him, dude.
Shane?
He commented in the Destiny Facebook group today. It was really funny, actually.
Yeah.
The question was like, what's your pre-tournament ritual? And his was like, I find an excuse not to go. Next one is from Inception. It says, casual hero jank it up Brian outperformed most competitive teams. Should they rethink their lifestyles?
Yes.
Guys, should you rethink your...
I already have. Literally, I rethought my lifestyle about 6 times this weekend.
Man, I really wish he was there for Sunday. If he made cut, like he played the game, he played his round 8 and won.
I want to see Jank It Up be the world champion.
He
We're
could
pretty
be.
close to it. He could
In
have.
my book.
Man, it bums me out, man. What a guy.
Because he beat a Rado player. There should have been, was there 8
Yeah.
Rado decks? So there should have been 7 and 4 Mauls.
Mm-hmm.
But alas, didn't happen. But yeah, so that was awesome. Nathan wants to know, is Brian the new face of Golden Dice? Who doesn't want that beautiful face?
I was gonna say, hey man, if you don't mind looking at it,
I think people went up to you not for the Ewoks.
I
was
think
just-
they absolutely went up for me for the Ewoks.
It was just
The
it was an
conversation-
opening
a lot-
line.
The conversation went like this most of the time. Hey, are you the guy? And I was like, I'm the guy. And they're like, hey, can I get an Ewok? Sorry about Jack. And I was like, yes, and I'm thank you for saying that.
That's fine.
Have a great day. Nice to meet you.
Have a great day. Thunder wants to know, how many shots does Brian require before he does something embarrassing, and why is the answer 6?
I plead the 5th.
Plead.
And my answer to that question literally was right under his in the podcast channel. Just said, oof.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was 6 shots and 4 beers, something like that.
Flockton knows because he paid the bill.
Yeah, it's true.
That's funny.
That's why I go Flockton.
We'll skip Alan's next question.
Alan's question is so Jack had. I'm just gonna tell this story real quick because it's a cute little story.
Oh my God.
Jack texted us about 4 or 5 times over the weekend. Hey nerds, make sure you get a group picture, group Golden Dice picture, or whatever. I said, yeah, sure. And I kept forgetting. And then Saturday, when we were all 3 of us are out of Golden Dice stuff, Flockton was like, I'm going to wear my college engineering shirt. Eldest wore another shirt. And I just wore like a solid gray shirt that was a 2X. But it was just the right position that my man boobs looked like they were a solid like double D. And I literally texted Jack and I was like, yo, can you shop like a Golden Dice logo over my bosom? And Jack was like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, all right, well, post them up. The internet's there. So Alan asked, will Brian have a sports bra or a Victoria's Secret one for this weekend? I replied, it's a man's ear.
It's a man's ear.
It's a bro.
You look great, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm it's all about body positivity, baby. And how I have to find it.
Manchero1 asked the question, with 2.5 more months before the release of CM, does FFG do anything between now and then to change the meta for primes? If so, what they should do, and what will you do to keep things fresh between now and the release? So do you think they're going to do anything?
Delphist, I gotta hit it.
You think?
No, but I would like them to. I don't think they have to, but I would certainly be happy if they hit Delve to be, like yellow supports. Which, I mean, Pirate Speeder Tank's a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
This has just gotten around. It somehow didn't get hit.
Wait, what did you just Did you say Pirate Speeder Tank?
I feel like this is the only yellow support that I could think of. Like, Entourage, you just
That's
play
higher
Entourage.
than 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'll delve
Like, I'll
entourage.
have a pirate speeder tank.
Yeah, it's much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, my worry there though is just like what takes its place. Does droids just run everything?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there, a balance there must be. Always two, never more.
Yeah. I don't think FFG will change anything. I still think this meta is healthy enough and like counters enough to where you can get away with this until then. But certainly it'll keep stale. So I mean, I think it's up to you guys, like at this point, locals, to really just make rules, change things, force stuff. Like Brian maybe mentioned, like, all right, you can't run a character that was in the top 32 or something like that. You know?
Yeah, let's have a restricted list for our local, which is just me, you, and Scott.
Yeah, me, you, and Scott will decide what we want to play, and then we'll play.
And then I'll just get.
And then Scott plays Raylo.
Yep. Scott has like literally only had Raylo built for the last 17 years. Like every time we're like, "Hey Scott, you want to play?" He's like, "Oh sure, but I only have Raylo."
Yeah, I was like, I have all these other decks. It's usually him playing my decks if
Yeah.
that happens. But I don't know. There was like rumors going of the 2-player set, but the Force Friday obviously passed. So I mean, maybe there's still something in the works that just didn't come out. I don't know. I
Where's
would
my
love
Mr.
that.
Bones mat, dude?
That too. Like if that came out, like that would just be nice. Like that would be like a store champ. I would bring Jank to that.
Yeah.
And have fun. I'd bring my Han Jin taking ground deck is what I would bring.
I'd bring Savages. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah. So I mean stuff like that. I think you gotta do it on your stores. If you're playing on TTS, you just gotta maybe try to find people that are, and are willing to play and try new stuff. But I don't think FFG should do an errata right now or anything like that. I think it just plays with everything a little too much. But yeah. But I mean, like I said, there's an argument for Del Fisk going on the restricted list or something like that.
I'd be happy with that.
But I'm not the man.
That's
to make
literally
that
all
call.
they need to do, and I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
and,
like, and then you'll be triggered. You'll be like, I hate Chopper. Put Chopper on the restricted list.
But the thing is, like, something always is in a crawl out from the depths. Like, people have ways of finding busted, broken combos that something will always take its place.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just the frustrating part is like, okay, 6 Forloms, 13 Aphras, so there's 19 of the top 64, and then, I mean, Iden Beckett could run Delvin, I don't really know. Maul certainly could. I mean, you did for the Commandos. I know the one didn't, and I don't think Brian did either for his. So, but there's just like the opportunities of that. But again, if you cut that, I think all we see is droids, because the thing that really counters droids is like a fist. So
Right.
But yeah, we'll get to see how the next set plays out, and maybe then it needs to be hit. But then at that point, No Good to Me Dead, Fist, and Delve are all being rotated. Come set 10. So
True. Can't wait. Super excited.
Next question is Nathan. He also asks about my father-in-law, and so again, appreciate that. But he's on the up and up. Jack O'Brien says, what playmat is Brian going to play on now after selflessly giving up his Savage Asajj mat for the judges to play for at Worlds?
I got a sweet Vader mat at Worlds that I really like, and I'm still probably going to rock Sebulba just because I think it's funny.
You're a meme man.
And Sebulba always wins. I'm not going to do it in the Lotto voice.
And Jetta Geek Girl wants to know, and can we get one too? Maybe that could be a patron tier one coming up.
Hey, I when I get my financial situation in order, I will gladly order some more Savage Asajj mat. But right now it's a little rough on the horizon, and I wouldn't hold your breath until Christmas.
Oh yeah. I also don't know if we can spot $15 for every person that would want one, but certainly we
That's
could
a whole
set
lot.
up. Hey
man, if you wanna start putting them on the store, I'll.
Oh, I don't think they have play
orders.
mats on Teespring.
Oh no, but I mean, you could put an order. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Figure
it.
it out. Yeah.
A Gabe to remember says, since I had such an incredible record of 5-3 and 100% not making cut at Worlds, when do I get interviewed for my hot takes? We'll have a whole episode called Week 1 Takes with Brian.
Yeah.
And
So Gabe, I would I would communicate with Gabe when we're playing pods, like if we're halfway across the convention center and we kind of locked eyes. We just kind of yell like "Yo!" and across the convention center, and Gabe will go "Yo!" It's pretty funny.
Yeah, they were from Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix,
right?
Arizona.
Yeah, their team was like the Adelon Alliance.
Yeah.
It was Gabe, Francisco, and Jim. We did like 3 or 4 or 5 pods with them. Played a bunch of pods with them. Yeah,
that's fun.
Some I remember, some I don't.
And Jim was playing Palp Watto in pods and taking forever.
We
kept giving him crap for that.
Still playing?
That's funny.
We're all done over here, Jim.
Yeah.
But Gabe's a cool guy, and the whole crew was awesome.
Cool. One Love 9100 says, "How did Scuttlebutt become so incredibly cool?"
Yo, how did you get? You're breathtaking, One Love. One Love's the coolest dude too. I enjoyed the crap out of hanging out with One Love.
Well,
cool guy.
My respect for him increased so much when he became a patron right after the wheel bike. If Tommy tried to push that so hard, he joined patron and then his first question was how do I make the wheel bike work, and tag Tommy. I was like, I like this guy.
He was one of the first people that came up to me and were like, "Hey, dude, I'm One Love," and I was like, "One Love," and every time I saw him, I just did that all.
I would have just called him One Lover the entire time.
Yeah, you're One Lover.
One Lover. Inception says, "Why is Brian the face of Golden Dice?" I don't think we need to answer that. I think you just know. And then Shmurley is asking soccer questions right now, actually, as we're ending. Will the Sounders beat Real Salt Lake tonight? Let's say I'm gonna go with yes.
I didn't even know what RSL stood for, so good on you, mate.
I watch the MLS, so
I certainly don't.
Yeah. All right, that's all of our patron questions. Man, we're at the 2-hour mark. Lots to talk about this week, I guess. All right, any other thoughts from you guys? Worlds, Kappa, life, thoughts, Brian?
Oh, darn. No, I had a great time. Literally, if I had a chance to go next year, I would go. Even if you don't make it, even if you don't do the last chance qualifier, it's a great time, and you'll have a great time, meet some great people, and it's just awesome. I'm still in awe of the last week I had.
Still giddy about it?
I am absolutely still giddy about it.
But, all right, Flock, you got anything else?
Yeah, so CAPA Cup. So Mr. Chip's coming. So yeah, Mr. Chip, if you're listening to this, I hope I play you sometime, hopefully round 1, because you're gonna hate me afterwards. Not gonna tell you what my deck is, but you're gonna hate me.
That's amazing. All right, so yeah, we'll wrap it up. Again, shout out to Andrew and Destiny Council for winning Worlds. His play was phenomenal, well deserved. And yeah, just his run was amazing. Shout out to all the other content creators that helped make the streaming work this week. It was really awesome. But yeah, I don't really have any other shout outs or anything I'm missing. I hope to see you guys at CAPA Cup this weekend. It'll be a good time. Even if you're feeling a little burnt out, this is a really good event. It's a little bit more than just a prime. So, yeah. All right.
More than just a pilot.
More than just a pilot. Chip is going to go 0-7.
It's like S-O-L-O-S-O-L-O-S-O-L-O. I'm living my life, ain't got stress no more. I'm putting on my shades to cover up my eyes. I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm hunting solo, I'm hunting solo, I'm hunting solo, solo.